Previously in the CIRQUE series, the runners tackled the first round at Snowbird Mountain Resort. A day of steep and technical racing was amplified by Utah's lingering heavy snowfall. Utah's own Christian Allen secured the top step of the men's podium with a fantastic performance. Colorado's Janelle Lynx decidedly won the women's field, securing her spot at the top of the leaderboard in the series overall. After a steady climb, Jordan's race strategy played to her strengths of attacking the downhill. She descended to an 11th place result, creating a solid base to build from for the rest of the series.
This is my first year where I have a full race season. I ran a little bit of track and cross country in high school. I went into ultras in college, and now I'm kind of coming back to those shorter, faster distances. To approach racing full time, I feel like for me, the CIRQUE series was a really good start because the races are every 2 weeks. It kind of throws you in and you're like, hey, every 2 weeks, from July until October, you're racing.
This is Brighton, the second stop of the CIRQUE Series Tour in 2023. 6.7 miles, 3,015 vertical feet, 4 peaks, and a divisive scree field to separate the runners from the mountain runners.
Leading up to the race, it felt like another workout and was really casual, which is great because that's been my goal, for a lot of these races, is to take away that pressure and make them feel more casual. But I didn't have an intention going into this race other than to just run. Like, I didn't have like a goal to keep coming back to. Whereas at the last race, I had an A goal, a B goal, and a C goal, and this one I had no idea, what I was trying to do.
All right, so hey, the course is well marked. If you are going and you don't see orange flags, turn around, but you shouldn't have a problem. The course is well marked. If you see an injured runner, keep going till you see a volunteer or an EMT and let them know. Let's have a great race. See you back in the finish line. Let's push the peak.
We are inside 45 seconds. So it's down a little bit like this. When I say push, you say peak. Push! Peak! Push! Peak! And in 3, 2, 1, let's go!
The reigning mountain running world champion, Grayson Murphy, commanded the lead from the start. She led the women's field up the first climb to the top of Mount Millicent. Snowbird winner and overall leader, Janelle Lynx, found her place in the front group and started the climb in third. Jo stuck to her race plan of pacing the climbs to attack the downhills. She got into her rhythm and took on the first of 4 peaks.
My thoughts on the first climb were, wow, I'm feeling really good, which was probably my red flag from the start. I wasn't really pushing. One of the things I really wanted to work on and focus on in this race was not getting distracted by other people. Coming from that endurance and distance background, I trained alone a lot. And when we raced, the race was long enough, you didn't need to go out hard, and that you ran a lot of it alone. I'm used to being pretty isolated in training and race situations, and so now coming into this series where there's a lot of people, it's really distracting, and it's really easy for me to look at somebody else and be like, oh, well, they're all power hiking this hill. Should I be running it? Should I, be power hiking it now since everyone else is?
The scree slope. The final ascent to the top of Mount Millicent is covered in broken boulders, creating a labyrinth of obstacles for the runners to scramble. With multiple line choices available, the technical rocks offer an exhilarating section of racing. It slows everyone down, but some are more comfortable than others.
I really want to enjoy scrambling. I really want to love those big technical features, but it's just something I'm not interested in right now. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. It's something I want to be excited about. It's something I grew up doing, so I have fun doing it. I we have like a climbing background, so it's not like something new and foreign. It's something I'm experienced with, but it still scares the shit out of me, you know, and I think rightfully so. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on and continues to happen that gives me every right to think, oh, it doesn't matter how experienced you are on this stuff, like, it's the mountains, you know. I think that's something I'm trying to work on with these races, is being a little bit nicer, giving myself a little bit more grace, right? A lot of these people have been running since, you know, they were 13 and running competitively, whereas I kind of bounced back and forth between a really competitive sport to casually running to now going into ultras and now trying to come back and make this into a competitive career. And a lot of learning is happening, but learning is really frustrating. And I think, you know, people romanticize this process of learning, and it's like, oh, it's so cool, like you have all these experiences and you're really doing it and feeling it all. And yeah, it is. It's so cool, it's so rewarding, but it's frustrating. It sucks to not know things, and it's really tricky too, and I feel like it's something that I should already know. I've been running for so long, even though I haven't been racing that long, I've been running for so long, and for some reason that makes it feel like I should know how to do this already. But that's not fair. How am I supposed to know how to do something that I've literally never done before? This is my first season, first year, whatever you want to call it, doing this. So I shouldn't have that expectation of like, hey, you need to know how to do this. You need to know, you know, how to fuel for this type of race and where to line up and where to, you know, all of these factors. It feels like something I should know by now, but I don't. And so I think that's where that frustration kind of comes from. But I think that that's really unfair of me to put on me. So it's something I'm trying to work on.
4 miles of racing took the runners to the top of the final climb, Pioneer Peak. A steep trail descended to Crest Express and the final service road. Only 1.5 miles of fast downhill stood between the final aid station and the finish. Grayson Murphy proved her world championship status with a convincing lead from the start line to the finish line. Janelle Lynx finished her strong race in second, following up on her win at the first round of the season. After battling with Janelle for most of the race, Giselle Slotboom finished on the heels of her competitor in third.
I was having so much fun running that I kind of forgot I was racing and didn't start racing until that last summit when one of the aid station people up there was like, oh, hey, you guys, it's all downhill from here, like, woohoo. And I was like, woohoo, I haven't even started racing yet. I thought I still had more time. It was a really short downhill and I was only able to catch a couple people.
The short descent failed to play into Joe's race strategy of saving energy for the final downhill. However, she still made up positions and improved her overall series ranking to 10th.
What a roller coaster of a race. Got my hair ripped out. There was a branch that someone was holding on to going downhill and I didn't see it. And it came back, caught my hair, and pulled my entire ponytail out. So I was like running, trying to put it back up.
Oh, jeez.
The CIRQUE series is made up of 7 races, and Brighton was race 2 of 7. What's really cool about it is that there's a point system for the overall at the end of the year. So even if you aren't doing well in each individual race, those points add up over time. And so that's something I'm really trying to keep in mind as I'm learning and as I'm going through these races, is that I have consistency in this series, and I'm hoping that those points will pull through at the end of the year.
The series heads to Alyeska, Alaska next for one of the most challenging races of the season. Steep climbs, steeper descents, and unpredictable weather are sure to mix things up for the series.